Okay, so we're gonna try a weekly vlog this week. And it's already Tuesday, so it's not a great start, but it's okay. It's all about learning. Oh, look at these peonies that I bought this week. I thought I'd buy myself some flowers because they were on sale. And I didn't want them to go to waste. And they were little buds when I bought them, but they've just bloomed. Oh, I'm so happy it's peony season because they are probably my favorite flowers in the world. Yeah, I love them. I'm not having a great time with plants though at the moment because I am really not great with the green finger. The only thing I've ever managed to keep alive is a cactus, and even one of my cacti, oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. Actually genuinely hurt my feelings, but can you see one of its little limbs? It faded away. It just went like all floppy, and then it just, honestly, I can't even look at it. It actually genuinely makes, ooh no. It genuinely makes me feel really bad. So I can't even keep a cactus alive, but it's quite warm here in the UK, so I'm kind of just trying to keep everything alive, but I'm really bad at it. I do have an avocado plant here, which is absolutely thriving. My mum started that one. And then I have another one here, which has grown so much, but I need to repot it, I think, because it's getting a little bit big for its pot. I have another cactus here, which is doing all right. And then if I just turn you around, I've got this plant up here, which she's doing good. She's looking good. She was looking a little bit thirsty the other day, but I gave her some water. She's fine. This cactus here, he's always there. Pedro, he's a mainstay. Like, there's nothing happening to Pedro. He's solid, which is really good. And then this is where the problem starts. So I've got this big Monstera here, which I'm babysitting at the moment. This is not my plant, and that terrifies me because this room gets like a greenhouse, and every day it's kind of wilting and then not. And then I have this plant here, which, clinging on, we're doing all right, we're doing okay. And then in here, I have, oh, you have to see Hugo. He's so lazy at the moment. Here we go. Hello, big day for you, is it? Oh yeah, look at this. The vet said he needs to lose weight. Well, she didn't say that. She said he can't put any more weight back on. So we just gotta keep you active, mate, don't we? Yeah. Anyway, I've got this plant here, which is okay, it's not doing too bad. And then the biggest problem that I have is this plant here, which is currently residing in my bathroom. You see all those dead bits there? It's just not good. I don't know why I have so many plants when I'm really bad at looking after them. Yeah, I'm trying my best, but it's just not in my nature. Anyway, I digress. I don't even know how I got onto that point. It's Tuesday. Yesterday I had a filming day, so I had to film a load of YouTube videos because life has been a bit hectic recently for good things and bad things. I just haven't had the opportunity to sit down and film some videos. So yesterday I finally did, and let me tell you, the tech issues I had. So if you follow me on Instagram, you may know that I put my SD card in to edit some footage last week sometime, and everything I had filmed over the last several weeks, the audio was corrupted, like it wasn't working. It was genuinely one of those moments where you either laugh or you cry, and I was just like, no. And so I started filming yesterday, and you name the tech issue, I had it. I am like a technological damsel in distress. I'm not great with technology at the best of times, which is ridiculous considering my job relies on it, but I'm really not that good at it. And it was literally just a cascade of different things. It was SD cards not working. I went through about 6 SD cards to find one that would work. I don't know what was going on. There must have been something in the air. Microphone not working, then the battery died, then the other battery wouldn't charge, then my microphone was being dodgy again, and then I dropped my camera. I've literally never dropped my camera. I dropped it, and then the focus wouldn't work. I was like, is this an omen that I shouldn't be filming something today? But I persevered, and we got there in the end. So basically that's what I did yesterday. I just filmed, and then I went to the gym, did a little lower body session. I had a lot of walking yesterday. I'm sure there's something else. Oh, I went to see Leah, my osteo, more so because they just wanted to film some stuff for the osteo clinic. So I said I'd jump over there because it's literally 5 minutes up the road. So that was really good. He actually did like a postural analysis, but with a machine, which was quite interesting. So they test all the different mechanics of your body, and they compare both sides to see if there is a variance that's bigger than there should be. And if there's a discrepancy of over 10% in your strength, then they give you exercises and basically a prescriptive exercise program to be able to work on that, not just strength-wise, but mobility-wise. It's really interesting. For the most part, my body was pretty much balanced. There was just a couple of things. I think it was my hip flexions at 90 degrees. So if I basically had my knee bent and I was trying to bring my knee towards my chest, let's say, that was a bit of a discrepancy. My plantar flexion, I'm pretty sure it was, which is when you point your toes down, so you're force pushing down. So if you think about it, that would be like if you were running or if you were hiking or something like that. So that was a bit of a discrepancy. And I think it was hip adduction. Yeah, it was hip adduction. So that's on the inside, not the outside. So when you're trying to bring your legs together versus away. If you ever want a good tip to remember the difference between adduction and abduction, by the way, if you think about hip abductors, they're on the outside. So if you think about abduction as a word, if you steal something, it's coming away, you're just taking it away. So you can think abduction on the outside, adductions on the inside. It's really weird, that's how my brain works, but that's how I've always remembered little things like that. When I was going through school and stuff, you know, I'd always remember things by creating like a little visual or a little journey or relating it to a word. I don't know, does my mind work in a weird way or is that quite normal? I'm not sure. But anyway, that was what they found with my body. So they gave me some exercises to do, but it was more for the purpose of obviously just them being able to film it for their content and that sort of stuff. So that was good, and also they're a really cool group of guys, so it's just nice to catch up with them as well. I've recently, probably not for the best, downloaded Discovery Plus, which has all the really good trashy US TV shows that I love to watch, and so I've been sort of in the evenings binge watching those after I eat dinner, and I'm loving it. I'm genuinely loving it. It's so good. So I did that in the evening, and no doubt I'll probably do that again this evening too. But that's pretty much it. So now it's Tuesday, and I just had some brekkie. I had good old banana on toast. It lives in my mind rent free. I cannot stop thinking about it. I just love it. It's just like a classic to me. A little bit of salt, a little bit of mixed spice or some cinnamon, whatever you have, maybe a little bit of honey, definitely some butter. Oh, so good, so good. Just had some brekkie and I'm just doing a little bit of filming as well. And now I'm about to pack up and head off to do some climbing. So that will be good. I'm gonna go and do some bouldering, but we're gonna go to Sheffield this time because I'm actually going with somebody different. I'm not going on my own for once. So I need to pack up my bouldering shoes and my chalk bag. I also need to sort out my nails because I went and got them done. Now I always go and get biab just because the amount of abuse my hands get in terms of climbing, calisthenics, just exercise and just doing stuff in general, hiking, that sort of stuff, my nails will just snap constantly. But biab keeps them like really, really strong. So that's why I go and get that. But I went and got them done about a week and a half ago, and she actually left them quite long still. And to be honest with you, these are gonna just be too long for climbing. Maybe I should leave them on because that's my excuse if I'm not very good at it. But it's always good to have a backup excuse. But I really need to file them down a little bit. So I'm gonna file those down. And then what was the other thing I needed to do? And I'm pretty sure there's something else I need to do, but I can't remember what it is. Yeah, no, it's completely gone. So I'm gonna pack up my stuff and then hit the road. Oh, what was I gonna say? No, it's gone, I have no idea. Anyway, I'm gonna pack up my stuff, might go and quickly grab a coffee from Pret, and then we're gonna hit the road. Well, you're not coming, but I'm gonna hit the road. So I'll see you in a bit.
I would be up waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. I just wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and seal the deal. Oh, oh, I just wanna love you right. Oh.
Good morning. You're a little bit dark. I'm just gonna grab a light. Hopefully that's a little bit better. It is Wednesday morning and oh my gosh guys, I cannot tell you how good yesterday was. I was meant to go bouldering, that's what I told you guys, and that's what I thought we were doing. So I was going with a friend and, sorry, I I was going with a friend, and the plan was we were going to go bouldering, but when we got in the car, he was like, I've actually got a surprise for you today. So we ended up driving to Sheffield, and he had someone, a friend of his, come and meet us and finally teach me how to lead climb and belay. And I have been wanting to do this for so long so that I can get off bouldering walls and start doing bigger things and just testing myself, testing myself mentally, testing myself physically. And I had been looking at courses to do it, and I just never got around to booking it. But we spent about 6 hours there. It was so much fun. I filmed a few clips, which I've probably put in here, but I filmed them vertically. But most of the time I was just absorbed in what I was doing. It was so much fun. I'm so excited to be able to go out and practice those skills and just get some training in. Oh, it was so good, so good. I'm like bitten by the bug. So yesterday was amazing, but I didn't get back home until about 11:30, because by the time we finished bouldering, by the time we'd finished climbing, it was about 8 p.m, so we went to the oh my gosh, I just can't speak today. We went to the shopping centre nearby, and we got some food. So I got a nice big juicy burrito with chicken and vegetables and guac. Oh, so good. So yeah, all in all, it was an amazing day. So now we're here, and it's Wednesday, and I have a really busy day planned. So I've been on my morning walk already, and I had a shower because God knows I needed it. And now I'm just making myself some breakfast. I'm having a real mare with breakfast at the moment because I can't decide what I want, and I also can't decide if I'm craving anything or if I'm not. It's really bizarre. So sometimes I'm like, I really want something sweet, or I really want something savory. But then when I go to think about what I actually want to eat, I can't think of anything that's really floating my boat. So then I just end up getting stuck with the same old stuff, which at the moment is the classic banana on toast. I don't even have any toast, so I'm using pita bread. And I'm also gonna have a protein, I'll probably just make it into a protein shake, like quite a thick one, just so I can be a little bit fuller. And like I say, I'm just feeling slightly uninspired. Although this morning, I was craving raisins, but I wanted like soggy raisins. I don't know what's going on, I am weird. But I went to Pret to get my coffee, and they had pano raisin, and it looked incredible. But I was like, should I get one? And I was like, I just don't think that would fill me up for breakfast. I just don't think I'd enjoy it for breakfast. So I'm gonna save it for another day, and I'm just gonna stick with this for now, and then we'll see how the day takes us. But in terms of what I've got planned for today, I've got a couple of calls this morning, so just client check-in calls. I've got one in 15 minutes, and then I'm meeting Gary for a coffee. Gary is my first ever personal training client that I ever had face-to-face, like in real life. Actually, my first ever personal training client in general. And I basically stopped being gym-based when COVID hit, and Gary and I just stayed in touch. Every couple of months, or every month or two, we go and get a coffee and just catch up, because he's a good guy to chat to. He's actually in his 70s, and he walks more than I do. And if you know, I walk quite a lot because I just really love it. But he always, nearly always, we compare our step counts. He smashes me. So he'll do like 25,000 steps a day easily. It's incredible. And it was so good. Working with him was amazing because it was so rewarding, because I could see so many differences in like his posture and the way it affected his life and his movement. It's just so good. So if you're ever wondering about PT as a career, there is so many rewarding things about it. But anyway, I digress. I'm gonna meet Gary for a coffee, and then I'm heading over to see my mum, because we are recording our first, and hopefully second, podcast episode. And you probably haven't even heard about this, because I think I only mentioned it on Instagram once, but my mum and I have like proper therapy sessions. Like every time we go for a coffee, we end up just talking about so much stuff and putting the world to rights and giving our opinions and discussing issues that we've got in our lives. And we always say, if we just recorded this would probably have been a really good podcast episode, or it might have helped somebody. And so we're just like, why don't we just record them? So we're gonna start doing that. And they're not gonna be scripted anyway, but we have sort of general themes and topics that we wanna talk about. It's just gonna be stuff that everyone experiences, because that is generally what we talk about. There's like protein powder all over me. But today I think the topic that we want to discuss, because I got a couple of messages about it recently, and it's something that I've always struggled with and I've spoke about quite a lot, and that is feeling like you're failing in life, feeling like you have to follow a set path, societal expectations, you know, having to go to university, having to have a career, changing your career at a later date. You know, that's something that I've done. I've always sort of said I'm the black sheep of the family, because I travel and I don't have a traditional career path, I don't own where I live, I'm not married, I don't have kids, etc. You know, all this sort of stuff. So we're going to discuss that, because my mum and my dad have always instilled in me that, you know, it's never too late to learn something new, it's never too late to change your career, etc., etc. And I think that's so valuable, because there's a lot of people who aren't told that, and it can be very paralyzing and stressful. So we're going to discuss all that sort of stuff, and I mean, we could literally go on forever. Mum and I can talk forever, and my mum's actually a psychotherapist, so it's probably quite interesting as well having her take on it. So I'm excited to do that, and then I've got to train at some point. I'm going to do a little workout at home today. I think it will be a Cali workout, so I'm going to do that probably in between my calls. And then I'm meeting an old friend for a coffee and a walk later, like 9 p.m. Because it's so late now, you can do things really late in the evening, which is amazing. So that is basically the plan of action for today. It's gonna be a busy one, but I'm excited. So let's get going. I thought I'd just mention that you're actually currently sitting on my air fryer, honestly. I'm glad I've got a use for it, because that thing is like the biggest waste of money that I've ever spent. I'm sorry, I know that's gonna be conflicting opinions, but I got this because of the pure peer pressure over the last 2 or 3 years since they became popular, and everyone raving about how good they are. I finally cracked, I went and bought one, and everything I've cooked in it has been a disaster. I don't know if that's a me thing, but honestly, I feel like it was the biggest waste of money so far. But at least it's a great tripod. The only thing I do make in it is I make kale chips in it, and they're all right. But anyway, I digress. Catch you in a bit. You may remember this little face. Elfie, you look so small, so petite. You still got your little bow tie. Oh, you look well groomed. Hi, Mum. It's for YouTube.
No, it's not.
A bit more pizzazz than that, please.
Don't say that.
It is.
No, don't.
All right, let's film a podcast. Hello, it is Thursday, and I had a very luteal phase lower body session this morning, but we got it done. And now I'm at my friend William's place. He's renovating this van, and I'm helping him out. I would like to say I'm helping out on the tools, but I'm not. I'm just doing photography. I might do a bit of tool work.
On the tunes.
I'm on the tunes, DJ. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing for the next few hours.
Bit of climbing later.
Bit of climbing, just making sure that, you know, quality control.
Oh yeah, quality control.
We've already gone wrong, so it's going well. Okay, Time out. Time out. No, time out. Uh-oh. I've wound him up now. No. Come here. Do you want a cuddle? Happy? Yeah. Hi. How are you feeling? Good morning. We meet again. It is Saturday morning. I went out for dinner last night with my girlfriends. It was really nice to see them all. I had a salmon kimchi with Asian broth. It was really good. It was really nice. It's right up my street. Like, bit of fish, load of veggies, load of bread to start with loads of olives as well. Oh, so good. But anyway, it's Saturday morning. It is now 8 AM. I've just been out, had a coffee, and I'm just about to have a little bit of breakfast because I'm going on a run, which may sound like a surprise, but I've been running a lot recently. I can't remember if I've mentioned this. I've been running since I got back from Madeira. I've just been enjoying running, and one of my friends is training for a big event, and so she's been inviting me along for her training runs, and she's very much come for a 5k, and then it ends up being a 10k. And last week I went for a 10k and it ended up being a 15, and this week, who knows. So I'm gonna have a little bit of breakfast before I go, but again, I don't know what I fancy. I kind of fancy oats, but what I'm gonna try and do is make some type of overnight oat mix, leave it in the fridge and have that when I get back so it's nice and cold, because it's gonna be hot today. So anyway, I just went and picked up a banana, because I didn't have any, and I saw this in Tesco's, which is lemon cheesecake grenade bar. I can't really eat too many of these because they've got dairy in, but once now and again I can have a little bit. And there is something that I'm obsessed with recently. It's lemon. My camera battery is flashing, but I thought I would quickly give it a taste test and see. This better be super lemony, or else I'm gonna be disappointed. So it looks like this. I love the grenade birthday bars. Anything birthday cake is so good. It smells lemony. I like the lemon, but you can really taste the white chocolate. I guess that's the cheesecakey flavour. It does taste like lemon cheesecake, but I don't really love cheesecake. I just love lemon. I mean, it's nice. The birthday cake and the salted caramel is still better. I'm gonna make some banana on toast. Then I'll have some oats when I get back. I'm not gonna take my phone with me because I love not going out with my phone. No, that's not right. I love going out without my phone. So I'm gonna leave my phone here. I'll just track my run on my watch, and then I will catch up with you guys when I get back, and hopefully I will have survived. I just got back from my run. It was meant to be 10 kilometers. Megan messaged me before I left and said, we're gonna go and pick up Els, one of our friends, and do a bit with her. But Els lives about 5 kilometers away, so it was gonna be more than 10k. Anyway, to cut a long story short, when we got back to kind of the area that we started, I still had about 3 kilometers to run to get home, or walk to get home, but I had hit 17 kilometers, and I was like, well, I'm at 17. I may as well do a half marathon distance. So I did, I probably can't see it, 21, oh, it's just flipping between screens. I'll put a picture on the screen. But I did 21.1 kilometers, which for me is not a PB. I've done a half marathon distance before. I did 21.39, hang on a sec. There we go. I don't even care what my pace was, because that's the furthest distance I have ran for quite some time. I feel like I've got my protein intake by the amount of green flies that I've consumed on that run. But we did it, half marathon distance, and this is my 4th run of the year, and we're in June, so I'm pretty stoked with that. I've always had this thing in my mind, this concept that really your body is capable of doing anything, like literally probably anything. It's more your mind that you really have to just work on. And my body was absolutely fine. My lungs felt fine. My knees were achy. My hips started hurting around 15, 16 kilometers. But ultimately, the pain doesn't get any worse from that point. It's just your mindset, because you're like, I don't need to be doing this right now. I could just stop right now. But you just have to keep going. And the last week that I ran, I did 15 kilometers. And the last 5k was a big grind, because I didn't take my phone with me. I didn't take it this week either. But I didn't take any music, obviously. I couldn't really do anything other than just think about the pain that I was in, which really wasn't that bad. Like, it's not, if I compare it to pumping like a really heavy weight, I would probably prefer the pain of doing long, slow, steady state cardio. But yeah, you really have to just convince your mind, because your brain's just like, you could just stop right now, it'd be so much more comfortable. And on that note, I wanted to mention something that's kind of been playing on my mind a little bit recently, and that is about comparison. Because I'm always like running with Megs, and she's extremely good at running because she does it and she's training for some big competitions. So she does it regularly. She does a lot of cycling, a lot of cardio, a lot of swimming. I never do cardio. You know, I walk a lot, but I don't really run. I don't ever cycle. I don't swim. You know, like, I would like to get into these things, but there's such skills that you need to learn. So when I run with her, she can run really far distance. She did 26 kilometers today, so she'd already done some before she met me. But like I say, she's training for a big competition. So I'm running with her and I'm like, woo, I've done 21, that's amazing. Like, for me, I'm so proud of myself. And then I'm like, oh, but Meg's has done 26, and she does this like week in, week out. You know, this is normal for her. Like last week she did 30. And I've got friends who do half marathons and marathons each week just for training runs. And I compare myself to that initially. Like, I start thinking, God, okay, I was proud of myself, but it's really not that much in comparison. And then I'm like, no, you need to be proud of yourself, because, you know, about a year ago, you probably wouldn't have been able to do this because of your back injury. And if you realistically look at it, this is not a type of training that you do regularly. So you should be proud of yourself. And there's a lot of people who would look at me in the way that I'm looking at Meg's. And so if you're in a position where you're looking at me going, oh, okay, I've only done a 5 or a 10K ever, but now that person's doing 21K, don't look at it that way, because you need to think where you've come from, the progress that you have made. And I do this in the gym as well. You know, I've done a lot of lower body training, well, more consistently recently, and I'm really proud of the progress I've made. But my barbell squat, my hip thrust, my lunges, my weighted lunges, they're not heavy in comparison to some of the other people I see in the gym. Especially some of the girls in the gym are so incredibly strong now. And I look at them, I think they can lift heavier weight, they can probably do it with better form, they have better muscle growth, you know, all these different things. But I'm like, no, you've got to meet yourself where you're at, and you've got to compare yourself to you. But I wanted just to mention it because I want you to know that I also 100% slip into this. Like, every single day I have these intrusive thoughts, and it's about saying to yourself, no, we're not going to think like that today. We're not going to beat ourselves down. We're actually going to compare ourselves to ourselves. And if I'm maintaining, or if I've made progress in comparison to somewhere in the past, then that's something to be proud of. Or if I've just shown up and that's enough for me, that is also something to be proud of. So please do that. And also, please never compare yourself to someone else, because you never know. You know, there's, like I say, Megs does this for breakfast. Like, this is her normal routine. And so I'm not saying it's not hard for her, but her body is much more adapted to it than me. So if I compare myself to her and think badly of what I've achieved, it's just not going to help anyone. So anyway, that being said, I'm proud of myself for doing a half marathon distance. Woo! I'm so excited. We'll see where this takes us. The problem is next time I run, my expectation will be that I just do that again, and I keep doing it and I keep doing it. But we'll just wait and see. We'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. Right now, I need to go and have a shower because it's warm. It's about 28 degrees today. So I'm gonna have a shower. I'm gonna get coffee, have my oats. Hopefully they've like puffed up and gone all gooey. I really hope they have. I don't think they will, but we'll see. And then I'm going to head over to my friend's coffee shop, because he is opening a coffee shop for the first time. It's been his dream, and he is a coffee snob. He absolutely loves coffee. He always bags on me for using co-op coffee beans and for using instant coffee. But he's opening a coffee shop called Forum in Draycott in Derbyshire. So if you're in the area, go and check it out, because I'm sure it's going to be incredible if I know him. So I'm going to go and show my face to give my support, have a coffee, obviously. And then I'm meeting my bestie Lizzie, and we are going up to Sheffield. This is so rogue, and this is super last minute. I only found out yesterday, but we're going to go and watch the Gladiators show being filmed. I don't know if you're my era, but when I was young, on Saturday night there was a show called Gladiators, where contestants would go against the gladiators, who were like men and women who had to do these special challenges, and you'd have to try and basically win all these challenges against the gladiators to get the prize at the end. And they're bringing the show back, And so we're gonna go and watch it because her friend's competing in it. So we're gonna go and show some support. So we're gonna go do that. So that's exciting. So it's gonna be this week has been so much more exciting than my normal week has been. Please don't ever think my life is actually this exciting, because most of the time I'm just sitting in cafes working, trying to be around humans. Otherwise, I never leave this apartment. And Hugo is the only face I see. I don't even know if you can see him. He's there. Hugo. Hugo. That's the attention that I get from Hugo. So yeah, let's go shower and go get some coffee. Okay, my hair looks ridiculous. I really need to go get a shower. I thought I would just have to quickly get this out of the fridge and have a little look, and it has been a massive disaster. So I think we're gonna have to veto the overnight oats recipe, and I'm gonna have to rethink what I'm gonna have, because even I mean, I would literally eat anything, but I don't think I would even eat this, because it's just watery mush. Even the bananas have gone yucky and brown. So I'll have a little think while I'm in the shower what I fancy, and we'll move on to plan 2. I will eat these raspberries though. Okay, I'm back. This is procrastination at its finest. I've just been catching up on my messages since I've been gone, and I did actually eat it. I just left the banana because the banana's gone like horrible and soggy, but I actually ate it. There I was going, even I wouldn't eat that, but I did. Anyway, right, I am gonna go and have a shower now, and I am gonna go and get a coffee because I need one. Even though it's decaf, but I need one.